Well, looks like we are live. Finally. Thank God. All right, we got the cast and crew backstage. We'll get started once some people start joining us here on ConserVengers, episode number 2. Do I still have feedback, Soonie? Is that what you're trying to tell me, or is it gone?
Nope, you're good.
You're good now.
Okay, thank God. Right.
We need theme music. Marvel theme music.
Dun, 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 dun.
No.
No 18? I could, if somebody called me right now, I could have the Magnum PI theme song because, yes, of course, that is my ringtone. Duh.
No.
I dig it, personally. All right, we'll get started in about 20 seconds. Is that a Cash 20 seconds or is it a Blake 20 seconds? Because if it was Cash 20 seconds, we would get started in 8 minutes.
Captain America must be late. You see the comment? It wasn't me this time. It was actually Russo's crappy mic.
Oh, we're literally blaming those 2 minutes on me. Is that what's happening?
2 minutes. That was that. You know what? That was a Cash 2 minutes that you're talking about. That's what.
Yo.
All right, let's get this show started. If anybody can, go ahead and share this out there. Share it to the interwebs. Let everybody know that we have gone live. We are on Be The Change on the YouTube channel. We need you guys to subscribe. We got to get up to 100. This is the group for ConserVengers. We're going to have people come in, come out based on availability. We got a bunch of different people that could be on this show. What was that, Cash?
He meant 1,000, everyone.
What did I say?
You said 100, but it's okay.
I don't know where now that it's this late at night because we have to wait on Cash for 13 minutes.
No, you can't blame that on me. Okay, you guys were all late. Everybody was late.
I wasn't late.
Nope.
We were here before Russo. Let's just be honest.
That is a complete. That is a. Now I know you are lying. Now
I was here before Russo. I don't know what you guys are talking about, but I was here.
Blake's muted.
I was here first.
I was here too, but I had an all blacked out background before I put the flag back there. Y'all just
That's
didn't know
racist.
I did a show earlier on Changemakers, and I was like, she's like, "What time does the show start tonight?" I'm like, "It starts at 9 Central, 7 o'clock your time. You're in California, but we do have a black gentleman on the show, so I would recommend that you just know we are going to start at least a quarter after." Yet Soonie is always the most on time, 100%.
I should do this every time we start.
What are you raising your hand?
My
What are you
superhero stance.
Put your arm down. Put your arm down.
Well, the COVID kid. All right,
This
go
is
ahead and
not
introduce
anime.
yourself, everybody, and then let's get the show started. We're going to be starting with the video from Bobby today, and then we're going to have our different topics. Soonie, tell everybody who you are.
Ew.
I'm Soonie, the middle child. I'm just here. You know, I'm the wisest out of everybody. Okay, I'm like Cash.
You're the wisest?
The
Wisest.
wisest.
The wisest. I'm you times 1,000.
That's right.
Come on.
I agree. Carry the
Blake.
4 to the square root.
Oh God, take me off. I'm Blake. I'm currently probably COVID-19 positive, and I just have a little theme song for all of you out there. Ready for this?
Something wrong with him.
All right. My name's Blake. I am currently tasteless, smellless Blake, and so any of you shade you throw at me, I don't even hear it.
Great, because you've been flavorless your whole life.
Makes you
All
not
right.
be able to hear. That's the truth.
I can't taste nothing, Anthony.
Oh, I get what you're saying. All right, Captain Swallow a lot. Bobby, what's going on, brother?
Yo, what's good? Bobby Sausalito at TakeNaps on Instagram. White cisgender male, Florida man. Here reporting for duty.
Is that a new pronoun? White man takes naps?
No,
Is that-
tell him your pronoun, Bobby. Tell
White
him your
privileged man, pronoun he, it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cash Kelly, the streetlight.
Yes, it's the one and only Captain America. I don't know who this Cash fella is that's on the screen, but it's Captain America. All right, and I am the head of ConserVengers because Captain America is the head of the Avengers. So, yeah. And then we have Tony Stark up above me. You better know him as Anthony Russo. I'm doing your introduction for you if you didn't notice.
It's all good.
Yes, he's the smartest one of the bunch, but not really. But we have to say it because he'd be the only one here without a superpower. So
I am Iron Man. All right. All right, guys. This is how this show works. We have a little bit of fun. We make some jokes. Melanie, if you're just tuning in, no, that's actually just how Blake looks. All right.
You're so funny.
Just got clapped. Blake just got clapped.
I don't have the clap.
Corona clap.
I
The
do
Corona
not have
clap.
that.
Yeah.
Negative.
But okay, I always like doing this question. Does anybody know what the clap is? Because everybody thinks it's something else. But what do you think the clap is?
Chlamydia.
Applause.
Chlamydia.
Applause.
Applause.
Blake,
It's chlamydia. I literally work in an adolescent.
you're a
teen center.
nurse. It's gonorrhea.
No, it's the clap.
It's
Clap is
chlamydia.
chlamydia.
Gonorrhea is that's when your genitalia turns to a blowtorch. Chlamydia is the clap.
Just because it sounds like it doesn't make it right. So I'm gonna, before we get the show started.
But
chlamydia-
Anthony, do you know how to treat either of them? No. So shh.
we're not going to go too deep into my sexual history
A
here.
weird flex.
That's a weird flex.
I know how to treat the clap. It's like
I know.
Why is gonorrhea called the clap?
I have no idea.
Well, no, that's literally the article. It's people think it's chlamydia.
Did you
It's
look
actually
it up?
gonorrhea.
Somebody look this shit up.
What a great way to start the show.
This shit has turned. I gotta go.
That's not even this. We are making people intelligent. We are informing the American public that thinks that the clap is gonorrhea or that thinks it's chlamydia. It is.
The crowd they got mixed. They got
Oh.
mixed.
Soonie, he needs some breaking news music.
He just fact checked that.
Anyways, I implore you guys to all look that up. Penicillin. I can't take penicillin. That's why I usually have Z-Pack.
You know, I don't really need to worry about STDs. So Googling gonorrhea and chlamydia wouldn't even be in my search.
Here we go.
Whatever you say, one penis wonder.
Heck yeah. Oh my God, boy.
Reporting live here, Anthony Russo figures out that gonorrhea is actually the conservative clap.
What?
Back to you, Blake. All right, let's start. We're gonna actually talk about some news. That was a fun little start. I'm actually gonna lead this off with. All right, so we all like to pick a topic. That's the point of the show, is picking something that we're all gonna talk about. So I went through all the different topics I want to talk about. Turns out Bobby's Instagram today on TakeNaps was covered pretty much every one. So we're gonna start the show with that because it was fucking perfect.
Fire.
So let's go ahead and do that.
You're fucking
Let's.
perfect. You're perfect.
You're perfect. Like, are you jealous, buddy? I'm sorry.
You're so perfect, mommy.
I made the dangerous mistake of leaving the United States for a couple of days and not looking at the news cycle so I could live my life for 5 minutes. And of course, when I got back on U.S. soil, I realized that everything is still trash. A few days ago, Eric Garcetti, the mayor of Los Angeles, issued a new lockdown order that bans walking. Let me repeat that. Walking outside is prohibited. And if you didn't already think that that is hot garbage, it also bans driving, travel on public transport, bikes, motorcycles, and scooters. You can't ride a bike. Oh, what the? What is happening? Yo, this ban prohibits non-essential walking, but there are exceptions for the homeless and a couple of other things. So what that means is if you're outside walking and you get pulled over, you're gonna be like, I'm homeless. Meanwhile, yesterday, the king of California, Governor Gaslight, Gavin Newsom, the heavily lacquered sun god of San Francisco, held a 90-minute press conference where he outlined a new public health safety initiative where he plans on spending $80 million of taxpayer money on 1,000 billboards across the state of California with fun cultural quips like 6 feet apart and keep friends safer. Nice job, dude. Yo, if you have not found a reason to leave the state of California for big flow, big moisture, no chapstick, big runs, kingdom, I don't really know what you're looking at, Jack. Because in case you haven't figured it out, these lockdowns are barely having any effect whatsoever. And if you compared California to a place like Big Flow, you would realize that the cases per 100,000, the deaths per 100,000 are minimal, a minimal difference. And the lockdown orders are so much different in these two places that the effect is negligible. And nothing else is being considered into this, like, I don't know, the destruction of small business and all of these people's lives and livelihood. Meanwhile, in the state of New York, you have Governor Dehydrated Owl Andrew Cuomo, who is a piece of hot garbanzo beans, who is still pumping his garbage book about all of the lessons that he learned as he presided over the highest concentration of deaths of any state in America, is on a live stream with Dr. Fauci, aka God, and they compared themselves to De Niro and Pacino. I'll tell him what to do, and you're gonna come in. Shut up, Al. Meanwhile, in New York City, Saturday Night Live is back to filming with a live studio audience. How did they do that as thousands of businesses and livelihoods are destroyed and people leave the city at record levels? How did they pull that off? Well, they just happened to skirt the Corona Clap rules by having every single person in their audience paid $150 because the rules say that as long as they are employees that they can be there. Oh, rules for thee. Meanwhile, 1 block away in the exact same New York City, you can't eat a sandwich at a table inside 20 feet away from another human being. All right, that seems fine. But outdoor dining is allowed, where they're just literally, quite literally, building buildings outside so that they can be not inside. All right, science. And no daily dumpster briefing would be complete without Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez posting on Instagram that excluding undocumented immigrants from the 2020 census is a blatant attempt to manipulate census data and decide who counts and who doesn't. Oh, really? Is that really true, AOC? You mean people that illegally migrated to the United States? You mean people who broke the law? That's who you're expecting to be counted in the census? Illegal? Okay. And of course, not to be outdone by another member of the squad, the woke squad, Representative Ilhan Omar, who is a peddler of hot garbage, has made the news today because an LLC co-owned by her husband got $635,000 in Corona Clap relief. And also, mind you, that her campaign paid this firm the largest sum of any firm on her campaign, over $1.6 million in 1 quarter. It is so funny how Ilhan Omar and AOC, sultans of slang, these woke leaders, just constantly tweet victim, 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 the government. Meanwhile, they just enrich themselves with millions of dollars from that exact same system. Good job, Ilhan. Yet, of course, anybody who questions their incredibly shady behaviors is a racist or a sexist, anti-feminist, my haters, saying what up to my haters, buy a $65 tax-the-rich sweatshirt. Woke squad, you suck! Yo, you think I'm kidding? Ilhan Omar, 12 hours ago. I think my trolls secretly want me to be powerful, influential, and rich. Oh, why? Because you just took all that money? Okay. And this whole time, we have truly misunderstood them as hateful, ignorant, xenophobic reasons. Yo, Ilhan, here's the news flash. Anyone who points out the truth with facts is not a troll, you jabroni. Did you hear what Roberto Sausalito said about Ilhan Omar on Twitter? He said the truth about something that she really did. Reasons. Wait. Facts, reasons. Fackety facts, xenophobic. Fackety facts. Reasons, xenophobic, sexist, misogynist trolls. Yo, everything is fast. Yo, woke squad, assemble! We got a reason, xenophobic, sexist, misogynist, xenophobic reasons over here. Reason. Anyone who disagrees with me has a reason. Oh, wait, while we're on that topic, wait. He's got more? No, he doesn't. Bobby's last. Make it end. Here we go. Just over a week ago, YouTube star Jake Paul made headlines when he knocked out former NBA player Nate Robinson in a televised boxing match. In an interview following this boxing match, former ESPN host Jamel Hill asked Jake Paul if knocking out Nate Robinson, a black man, was racist. She said, and I quote, "Considering where we are in our racial conversation in America, was what you did racist? Let me remind you that boxing is a sport. And this was a pain, like, what?" I guess she just assumes that because Jake Paul is white and Nate Robinson is black, that he should have just let him win because of racism. Let me remind you, she used to work for ESPN. The global leader in sports. What? This exact same Jamel Hill, who let me remind you, is a literal clown shoe. Clown shoe reason. Why? Because clown shoes are red, and the Mississippi state flag has red in it, and there's a reason. She tweeted out just a few months ago that if you voted for Trump, you're a racist. No wiggle room. What does that even mean? What are you talking? This person has millions of followers. Facts are trashed. Everything's illegal. The world is garbage.
Is he okay?
Something wrong with this dude. That was the best video ever made, bro. Ever.
Bobby, have you ever heard of Adderall?
No.
Because I think you have ADHD, and I'm serious.
That's okay. I'm all right with that. It's currently
You were on fire on that one. And now I know that you actually had knee surgery, not breast augmentation, which is what I was under the misunderstanding of. Oh, would you get done to your knee?
revealed.
He was on him too
I had a
much.
torn meniscus.
I knew that Blake was going to chime in there. And Blake's going to remind us all that he has a sense of taste. Okay. All right. Where do we want?
Just so you know, just because black people are tall doesn't mean that you have to go and get a knee transplant to make yourself a Negro. Huh? I tried it. Did I get it? Did I do it? What? Did I make a funny?
It took a while.
Was it close?
It took a while to get there. That was the slowest black man I've ever seen.
Well, I'm not, I'm a African, so I said
understand.
tall. I kind of shot myself right there.
Ooh,
There was no
Bobby,
strength.
you got some admirers in the crowd.
So do you, Soonie. There was a lovely lady that was saying that you're beautiful.
Hey, I just posted, I'm the breaking news queen.
Truly.
But Rick Reynolds just made a statement publicly, went on air. I posted to Prime Times, Reynolds bombshell. He stated Biden's story is the tip of the iceberg. Without giving away too much intelligence on the live show, I can tell a lot of other people in the government are under China's influence. Mayors, governors, it all be coming out. We've had the briefings on this. Hang tight, Patriots.
Well, this was a big week for Hunter and also what's his face? What's the guy? So Sludgewell?
Fang? You mean his wife, Fang?
Between him being friends with a known Chinese spy,
Friend? They dated. Her name is Fang, and she's friends with his dad on Facebook. We all know about Fang.
and then you've got Biden. They're saying the reason why they never hit him with tax evasion because it goes against certain laws until now. It goes against election laws. They can't sway an election.
Whoa, that's malarkey.
Is that really true? That's fucking.
That's why they waited until now. That was their excuse. The things that Bobby, you covered pretty much every major news story in the last week that I gave a shit about, except for you actually had Bernie Sanders blaming Nancy Pelosi yesterday. If anybody's wondering, they're blaming the Republicans. Oh my God, shocker, on the fact that we don't have a COVID relief bill, and it's over over $400 billion is the difference, and it was all because Pelosi wanted the most random shit, and even Bernie blames Pelosi.
That's messed up. You got a socialist blaming her.
It's ridiculous.
I saw that today. That she basically just admitted it straight out. That should be no surprise to anybody.
When we watched that video yesterday about the Chinese guy in China, the professor that was telling all the stuff that he was saying, did a little homework. Do you know when the first Chinese restaurant came to America, owned by a Chinaman?
Is this another dad joke?
Nope.
What is
it? 57?
1993. And that's when he said we started having good relations with them.
Wait, so you're saying there was no Chinese restaurants?
No, owned by a Chinaman, owned by somebody from China.
What? How could that be true?
Chinese man?
Yeah, you can't say that, Kat.
Why?
I don't know. It felt dirty when you said it. I was
those Chinamen?
I'm just saying though. Listen, hear me out.
Can't be true.
Are you sure that's true?
Yes.
Bitch, my grandma said she used to have deep fried rice when she was like
literally
10.
like 5 seconds ago. Just found out.
I can't imagine how that could be true.
Give the link.
Use your noodle.
I'm gonna
Get
have
it?
to ask
You gotta
Fang
use
Fang and
your
I'll get
noodle.
back to you.
Chinese man owns a Chinese restaurant. 1993. I just threw that in there because it fit well with what we were talking about yesterday. But did you get the pun?
No, I didn't get it.
You gotta use your noodle. No,
Chicken fried rice. Cash.
That
you
one
are-
didn't-
Continuation of the joke, like use your noodle like that. And
This is like watching Jose Canseco back in the late 80s. Like it's either a home run or you are striking
just
out like
Captain
crazy.
America. Captain America's not funny in the show either.
The noodle parlor,
Right.
it says 1911.
I was just kidding. Chinese people have been owning restaurants here for a very long time. I just wanted to make it sound truthful.
We're gonna get blasted for fake
we
news
really
now.
believed you.
I don't-
The joke was you got to use your noodle when he said, that was the joke. My bad. I thought it was funny.
Everybody went to Google to look.
I went
Hey,
on Google.
Guys,
I was like, how could that be true?
just stop it. Just stop it.
Look at that comment.
Huh?
Look at
I
that.
just want to be clear. The
Instead of
clap
stop
is
it,
gonorrhea.
stop it.
Oh my
Can
god.
I be very clear that the clap is gone? I just want to make sure everybody knows. Just so you know.
Okay, guys. Everyone hashtag pickle jars in the comments for me. Thank you.
Oh, that's messed up.
Everyone
all right,
hashtag
so what-
pickle jars.
What do we want to start with? Soonie, Captain America. Let's go with you. What topic? Do you want to start with anything for Bobby's rant today, or do you got something else?
No, you guys go ahead and take the lead, and I'm just gonna jump in. My brain hurts right now. I'm using my noodle trying to think of more jokes.
My
because
brain hurt-
everybody here was funny.
I'm literally dumber after hearing that last joke. I'm not going to get those 15
Thank
seconds.
you.
Somebody said punt
Thank
failed.
Pun failed.
Appreciate it.
Block pun. All
I'm
right,
trying. All right,
Bobby, what do you want to talk
that's
about?
some good race jokes.
Why?
Okay, I'm here for it. Tell me.
I want to know why. I want to know why Jamel Hill has a fucking platform. That's what I want to know.
Love it.
How could somebody so fucking stupid?
I don't know. Look at Soonie.
Whoa,
Damn.
whoa!
Listen,
Wait a minute.
listen.
Time out.
That's racist.
Time out. Hey, come on. We got ladies here. Watch the language.
Oh,
What did he say, Jamel?
That was a very Captain America thing to say, right?
We
Right?
have the ladies here.
Is Jamel a swear word?
No, Jamel's.
No, he used the F bomb, sir.
Oh, fuck. My bad.
Ah, Tony.
All right. Jamel Hill's a waste of space.
He's the epitome of black privilege. As I said, he is black privilege. You can get on social media and talk about racism and have everyone watch you and make a bag off of it. That's black
There's no
privilege.
such thing as white privilege.
well,
Why
Jamel,
not?
I just don't understand how and why Jamel Hill has a platform. I don't understand how she could be so stupid to ask a question like that. I just don't understand how that's possible. I just don't get that. And then why after all of the dumb shit that she says, why do people enjoy that and why do they watch that? Like, how could you? I just don't understand how this person has a platform. It's just so confusing to me.
So who is this person? Because I'm totally lost.
Jamel Hill
Jamel
she used to be on ESPN. She was like one of the main. She went
Don't watch
from
sports. Don't know nothing about
she
ESPN.
went from being an anchor to being like one of the special talk show hosts, which are the people that are paid the most. She was one of the highest paid at ESPN before she left. And at the time, she always drummed up racial bullshit. She was always like finding racism in sports. To me, there is racism still in the country, no doubt. But the one place where racism at its lowest is professional sports. They were finding
That's not true, sir. Have you ever seen them line them up to pick out their player?
I can't wait where this is going.
He just did it. Did you not hear
You
him?
didn't see he gets it. Blake, thank you, bro. Thank
It's because
you.
I'm black. I
Dang.
get this.
I swear, man, I'm not gonna win tonight.
These
I can
white people
feel
are stupid.
I love Sooney's face.
it. What?
This is her. You said you know who she was. When you see her face, you'll know who
Oh,
she
yeah.
is.
There you go. My bad. I didn't see that down there.
This is her.
Oh, she put on some glasses. She definitely put on
When
some.
let me clarify black privilege because we can get on here as black people, Cash. We get
Excuse
shit
me?
for doing this. We get trash for doing this, even though it's the truth. But if you use racism, you can get farther in life, and that's you using your skin color and that victimhood mentality. She's black privilege. That's exactly what it means. We don't use that. We're not using I'm black. I mean, give me this. It's like, no, I'm American. I'm trying to help everybody.
You lose your black card, the smarter you become.
There you go.
But real talk, how is that even? And I didn't see the actual interview, and I don't know if it's been pumped up. I don't know if you saw it, Bobby. Did she really flat out say, do you think it was like.
Yes.
Bro, she fucking goes, considering the conversation in America right now, was what you did knocking him out, was that racist? She literally said those exact words. It's insane. I didn't watch the whole interview because she sucks, and I'm not really a big Jake Paul fan. But
so wait a minute, you can't punch a black guy if you're a white guy?
In a boxing match.
He knocked this dude out in like the second round of this match, and she asked him if it was racist. That
a legit match?
Yes,
Yeah.
like a televised boxing match.
It was the opener to the Tyson fight.
Yeah, it was the opener of the Tyson fight, and he knocked him out, and she's just like, was that racist? And he's like, what? And then the fucking
that's the memes that I've been seeing about like Rocky.
Yeah, bro.
You
seen him laying on the ground? They put him in the NBA logo, Nate Robinson.
Yeah. It makes
well, whatever. I don't know. I didn't know anything about Nate Robinson. I don't care about Jamel Hill, but I saw that clip today, and I was like, this is the most ridiculous shit I've ever seen. I don't understand how that has – first of all, it has absolutely nothing to do with race. Second of all, that is the most ridiculous question imaginable. Third of all, this woman has a primetime show on Vice. She has a fucking 2 million fucking followers. Like, what the fuck? 1.3 million followers on Twitter. How is this person a fucking person? This is so stupid. She's followed by AOC. Like, the world is trash.
There you go.
There you go.
There's your thing right there.
It's just, I just don't understand. Like, the only people that talk about race, these people are the racists. They're the ones that always bring up race. No one ever says shit about race. They're the racists. It's like the most insane, backwards shit ever. It's just mind blowing. I just don't understand.
Bobby,
I
know who you are, bro. You're the Hawk.
I just don't understand. I just don't understand why I'm not famous yet.
Because you're low energy Jeb right now.
Excuse me.
You're being low energy Jeb.
Listen here, Bobby Sausalito. I don't want to hear your shit.
Hey, language.
I mean, crap, poopy.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Stop talking about your Tuesday night, Blake.
Okay.
Oh, that's messed up.
In other news, you
That is
know.
foul.
Hey, Captain America, at least they got the joke. No?
Yeah, real funny, Russo. Real
Ooh,
funny.
shots fired.
This man
All right,
was talking about
we
all
wanna-
these STDs.
Hold on.
and
I
Blake
was
wants
sent
to
a
come and give him
post
some
on
penicillin.
Instagram today on how coffee is racist. Coffee drinkers are racist.
I drink my coffee black.
Yo, coffee is. I'm just gonna type in racist online, and it's gonna
And all my friends are black. Some of my best friends are black. I drink my coffee black. It's the same thing. It's racist. Stop
I
it.
like
Oh,
my
Mike
coffee
Rowe,
how I
yeah.
like my women. Ground up and put in the cupboard. You know?
I thought you were going to say as a friend.
I had a girlfriend before, Anthony.
Oh God.
I do. Do you guys want me to play the Jamel Hill clip?
yes.
Yeah, so people can see this ridiculousness.
But she did
Yes,
kind of.
Anthony, play the clip.
I just watched it on the side. She did kind of laugh a little bit.
Play the clip.
It doesn't
Dude,
matter. The fact that
she-
you said that is trash.
She asked the question.
No, I get it. I get it. It's still bullshit.
It's garbage.
Racist for being racist. Oh my god.
I'll tell you why. And this is our question of the week. We saw what happened to Nate Robinson. So I'm going to ask Jake Paul right here in front of
Fucking
America.
tool, man.
Jake, considering where we are right now in our racial conversation in America, was what you did to Nate Robinson racist?
That is the question of the week.
Man,
Nah, stop playing with me. Come on.
listen, it's a sensitive time right now. We just had to witness a white man just knock a black man smooth out in front of all of America. So that's why I asked that. But just tell us about that moment.
What?
Tell us about that.
It looked like Nate was asleep before he ever even hit the canvas.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we train for. You know, at the end of the day, boxing's a sport, and you know, you train to win, and that's what I went in there and did. And
Wait, but let it play the other lady. The other lady's like, no, was it racist? Play the rest of it.
I worked hard for this, and you know, Nate is the one who called me out originally. So
I think he is frozen.
Hey, can you hear me now?
I can hear you guys now.
Oh,
Sorry,
okay,
my
that's-
Wi-Fi is unstable, like my relationship.
Let's start from the beginning. Okay, first and foremost, it's racist to knock a black man out. That is,
No, stop asking me that. I said no.
it's not racist.
It's a shitty question. It's a sport.
Why is it a shitty question?
Why is it a shitty question?
Because how does this have anything to do with race? It doesn't.
It's a
At
fine
least-
question. We got to wake you up. You got to be a part of this conversation.
That's right.
Like, 'cause if you can go from if
You know what? He just hit himself harder than Nate Robinson ever hit him.
yeah, if you can go.
Oh, they're not even funny, bro. 1,000 likes for that garbage. That was doo-doo. Like, who?
Okay.
You need to be ashamed as black women, bro. That's the trashiest stuff I've ever seen.
Black people have been knocking white people out in the ring. I mean, let's talk about Peter McNeely.
Well, that's because white people will never be able to experience racism because we're white. Duh.
There hasn't been a white person to knock a black person out since Rocky 2.
Who?
That's not true. Ricky Hatton had some good fights.
Yeah, but he's a lightweight. But
I knocked the bitch out and I do it again.
But
honestly, Jamel Hill was laughing a bit. It still is not okay. But that other woman got actually flat out angry, and I'm like, you're fucking with me right now, right?
No,
I couldn't tell if they were serious or not.
No, it doesn't matter if it was serious or not. The fact that
I
they
agree.
bring it up, just the fact that it is even spoken, joking or not, is fucking garbage. That is stupid as hell. It has nothing to do with race. That is bringing a unrelated topic into something that has absolutely nothing to do with anything. The fact that they're using precious time, and it's not like they asked the question. They were like, we're just kidding. Next question. He literally answered it twice.
Yeah,
that's trash.
And he slapped himself in the face. And I don't even like Paul. Whatever the fuck. That was actually pretty funny. The other question I have: the guy's worth like $50 million. How can he not have a good Wi-Fi connection? I don't understand.
It looked like he's probably on vacation. It looked like he was up in the mountains based on where it was. So he was probably on vacation after he just made a bunch of cheese in that fight. I would assume that's what he would be doing. He's been training his ass off. He's probably chilling in the mountains.
Now, here would be a question. Now, if they really wanted to do it, they could be like, you got paid. And I make you bet Nate Robinson got paid more than he did. So I would love it if they would have been like, hey, he was a big deal in the NBA and you're a YouTube sensation nobody really should give a shit about. Now, if he got paid $100,000 more, you could bring that. As much as I don't want to hear that question, that would be at least a little bit more valid than knocking him out in a sporting event.
Even if they did get paid differently, you're not being paid because of your race. It's assuming that a difference in race has anything to do with anything. That's my whole point, is that all of this conversation about like someone's race or someone's gender or whatever other thing that is getting filled in is so irrelevant to any topic ever at all. Like Joe Biden, I'm going to appoint a female. I'm going to appoint a black. I'm going to appoint a person of color. What does that even have to do with it? It should be the person that is the most qualified to do the job, and none of those things should be relevant.
Hold the fuck up. I mean, freak up. Sorry, bad word.
You can say fuck, boy.
Okay, well, Captain America said I can't. Anyways, if we could solve this whole issue if we would just stop the violence and not have fights, because, we need to come together. Sorry, I wanted to be a liberal for a second.
I thought you were telling a bad joke. I thought you were trying to be Captain America for a second.
You know what?
No, I'm not him.
You're funny.
Imagine if
you're usually on fire.
I don't know. This stuff is ridiculous.
Well, you woke me up out of a perfectly good nap, so you should feel honored.
Your life could be a whole lot worse. You could be.
I was dreaming that it was funny, and then I woke up to this shit. I mean, stuff.
Why is this even a big deal, though?
It's not, and that's what I'm saying. Like the comments about
I like to tell jokes.
Cash, what the hell are you talking about?
What kind of nap were you having? Were you dreaming about blowing a trumpet, or were you dreaming about
what did the Asian say when Captain America said a really bad joke?
Oh, you're so funny.
No, she said, "Oh, honey, something wrong."
I didn't get it, but I liked it because there's Wong in it. And
I got it.
Okay, all right. So we talked about that. Blake, what do you want to talk about?
We need to talk about how I'm a survivor, because first and foremost, I have the little yellow bands that say Blake Strong. So if you guys want to get one, you can go to my OnlyFans page at Conservative.
All right, we're done with virtue signaling for the day.
Conservative_bottom. But honestly, I just think I think a lot of news hit today. There's so much stuff that hit today about the laptop from the guy who was a DNC staffer who was killed in 2016. He wasn't just he didn't just hang himself by a door. He was actually murdered. And then like their family wanted more detailed information from the FBI, but then they were paid off and told to hush hush. Just so much shit's coming out. Like I can't even keep up with it. I told Soonie earlier. She's like, "You only should post the breaking news." I was like, "Bitch, this is all breaking news."
So you're saying the news right now is like gonorrhea? There's just constantly shit coming out.
Oh my fucking god!
What,
Bro? What the
Have
fuck?
you ever had this before? Because you seem to know what happens
wait,
when
we
you
need-
have it.
Yeah, that was a yes.
Anthony, we need to know an honest truth. Tell the fans they deserve to know.
I've never had gonorrhea.
Chlamydia.
Oh shit.
Brad.
Can we just be like? I mean, we talk about our pharmaceutical system, and on the upside, my punch card. Next time I go in for a Z-Pack, I get it free. So boom,
That's
free
horrible.
shopper.
That's amazing.
Oh God. Oh.
Soonie's out.
Oh
That's in a
God.
relationship, bro. You ain't gotta worry about that stuff.
What was that? Soonie,
Or we could just be adults and like learn to control our appendages and know where to put it and where not to put it.
Are you
looks like
Soonie.
Soonie just got fired.
Soonie, are you assuming that each one of us on here have appendages? That is the most.
She just got bounced to DC.
That was the most homophobic, xenophobic, racist thing I've ever heard.
Oh,
I don't identify as having a penis.
Or what is it called? Not a transplant. What's it called?
What?
When they take your thing. Are you for real? Like you're for real? The other
What?
side?
Who?
Me?
Blake?
Blake
hasn't said an honest statement in 3 years.
I don't know what I'm saying. I don't know what's serious. Are you a
Bitch.
switch hitter or do you
Bitch.
just bitch?
Bitch, first off,
The bottom.
my pronoun is they. Thank you. And I play all positions. You pitch, catch, you whatever. I'm a minor leaguer over here.
Oh,
What do you mean? But first off, he made it seem like I was transgender for a moment.
That's what I was asking. I'm like, hey, what do you mean? Did you cut your thing off or
I
is
did.
it still there?
Yo.
Just asking. You make a lot of jokes. I don't know what's clear. Are you
It's
Caitlyn?
still there.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I believe that it's there, but I don't believe. All right, what are we talking about next?
All right,
Soonie,
Russo, you'll know if you subscribe. $4.99, running a sale right now. Conservative_bottom on OnlyFans. Thank you.
Z-Pack won't cure that shit.
Soonie, what do you want to talk about?
The fact that I think I'm a little annoyed with just how Black America is behaving. I don't like it. It's counterproductive to everything that we supposedly stand for. Sorry, we can joke about this because it's funny. Like, I got the can from Facebook for 3 days for talking about Cynthia Johnson. It's perfectly okay for her to threaten me and tell me she's gonna send her invisible army after me. We're still trying to figure out who the fuck we is.
The voices in her head.
I can't put nothing. I can't post her video
Soonie,
on.
Please tell them what you captioned it though. That's why you got banned. She's like, wait, she is CNN News
No,
right now.
I'm not.
Tell these bitches what you made your
Listen,
caption.
if she can say, "I'm sending an army after you," y'all better rise up. Then I can say, "Go ahead and fuck around and find out." That's not bullying.
You said, "Go ahead and fuck around and find out, bitch."
I said "bih." I said "bih." I didn't say "bitch." I put "bih." There's a difference.
You should have just hit
Yes.
it.
That's the point. Look, if she can do that, then why can't we have something to say back?
Because we're not liberal.
And she did it on
I thought we
Rumble, and that's
understood
a
this
free
already.
platform.
The only time you could get away with saying nasty, murderous, horrendous, disgusting things is when you are a black liberal or white liberal. However, if you are not a black liberal, you are a danger to the black liberals' way of life, and we will ban
Look,
you. and censor you.
then she recanted and said, I was talking about Christian soldiers, misogyny soldiers. Like, bitch, no, you wasn't.
She said
You was talking about Trump
Yeah.
supporters. Just keep it a buck.
No, she
You were
said
talking
Trump
about Trump
supporters in the beginning.
supporters.
She
Yeah, she
literally
specifically said Trump supporters.
She recanted. I'm so pissed off. It doesn't make
that's
sense.
like me
bro.
saying, "Hey, I'm gonna go shoot up a school," and being like, "Just kidding," and then making a statement afterwards that I didn't mean that.
didn't
I
say
meant the
that.
school of fish. I didn't mean an actual school.
Hey, his first hit of the
That was a
night.
good. That was a good joke.
did it.
We got one.
Oh,
Yo, that was
There it is.
that was good. That was good.
right. Captain America's on the rise, baby. Let's go. I feel confident for my next one. Who's got it?
Man.
Careful,
This
don't be too
broad.
confident. You might get somebody pregnant.
Oh God.
He's very fertile.
Wait, you
I'm not
promise?
fertile. I'm potent.
Potent. There you go.
Promise?
Right? Stop. Stop,
He
it,
said
bro.
stop.
Let me tell you something, Blake. I gotta know something. I gotta ask you a question, bro.
What you doing up there?
I gotta ask you something. I need you to hear me, Blake.
Okay.
On a scale of 1 to 10,
Mhm.
how far on the bar are you, bro? Are you like off the Richter scale, or is it still questionable? Like, he likes football and stuff.
Oh, I'm a huge Alabama fan. I like
That doesn't explain a lot. That can mean a lot of things.
Alabama football, Cash.
yes, football.
Oh, okay. Thought you meant the
Yeah.
state.
No, I like Alabama football. I just don't fuck with girls.
So wait, Blake,
So
do you like
when
Alabama football for the tight
no,
pants?
what I mean is like,
Sport?
are you
First off,
like
we're
my mom
having
had
a
a
conversation
C-section, I
over
didn't
here.
even
Pipe
want it on
down.
me, or did you like come out of one?
What'd you say?
I said, "Where you?" Damn, that was the joke. I was like, "Are you?" I said, "Are you like?" I don't like it that like I hate it so much that my mom had to have a C-section, or was you like more of the get it off me when you came out?
No, I was like this. Hey, it's me. That's how I came out. I was
I
like
hate
this.
you guys. You ruined my joke. I thought it was funny in my head when I said it.
So I thought Blake was pretending to be a liberal on the show because technically you're blaming everybody else for your problems. And
Someone literally said they were going to
You know what?
unsubscribe if we're going to start using pronouns.
Black Lives Matter.
And I was like, listen, my pronouns are bad bitch. That is only pronouns I ever go by. And if you call me anything else, then I'm not answering.
Is take naps a pronoun? Is that I like to take naps? Nap tagging? Sauce is a pronoun.
I identify as Zordon.
I suppose it could be a pronoun. I don't know.
I identify as a person taking a nap. I can identify as whatever I want.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I
Nate
identify.
thinks you're funny, by the way.
Thank you, Nay. That's what I'm talking about. Nay is right. Boom.
Nay also.
She said you're too funny.
Did you get
yeah.
it? Did you
Which
get
means-
Nay is right?
means
Drop
too
the
much.
mic. Boom. Nay right. Nay's right. No, that was one. It's okay. I got it. I know
Hey,
all of you guys got
It
it.
doesn't matter what your average is. It matters when you get to hit. That's all that matters.
That's what you said all through high school.
So
All right. Soonie, are we still talking about the crazy woman yelling at all Trump supporters?
yeah, why not? That's like a hot topic. This is ridiculous.
I just think it's ridiculous based on the shit that we get.
She's making multiple videos, still threatening and still acting a fucking donkey.
Cynthia?
She's still going.
I
Like
wanna
she
see.
just dropped another video.
Really? Really? Just now? Like recently? Like
This says 40 minutes ago, and then the people in the audience are like, "Yo, she just dropped another video." Like, what are
Can
you
we watch it?
doing?
Can
Where's
we
this
watch
Twitter?
This is Facebook.
Yo,
it? I like
Identifies
that.
the hairless cat.
That one is good.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Well, at least we know
I
somebody's
just-
got hardwood.
Ha ha. Ha 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 ha. Y'all think you guys are racist. You're not laughing at my jokes because I'm black, but you're laughing at Anthony's because he's white.
No, it's just because
Black Lives Matter.
I identify as somebody that's funny.
Black Lives Matter. And if they ever go to a Trump rally and they get hit by a car, then that means Black Lives splatter.
Jesus Christ.
No?
That's why we can't have nice things.
Dark? Was that too dark of a joke because it was about black people?
I knew that.
Or
you got
because
it.
it was about black people? Did
You got
get
that
it?
was your
That was a
second. That was your
double
second
hitter,
hit.
Mm.
Yo, get Rodman off the screen. What are we doing?
Is that Dennis Rodman?
That's Dennis Rodman.
What's up with the lazy eye? Watch the right eye. She's looking over here, looking over there. We don't know where she's looking. Just watch.
Okay.
The one on the right.
All you soldiers of Christ.
No.
Soldiers against racism. Soldiers against misogyny. soldiers against domestic violence and domestic terrorism. Soldiers, rise.
So Trump supporters embody all these soldiers.
Yeah,
that
I-
just
she
called
talking-
I just
out.
feel like she talking to us because I
She's
think
talking
she
about
trying to
me.
get us to go get BLM.
Mm.
Or and
It's
keep
time for you to rise.
Rise up.
Soldiers,
Yo.
soldiers for Christ.
Yo,
Ew.
Rodman's
What's
looking.
her eyebrow?
Against racism. Soldiers against misogyny. Soldiers
Soldiers.
for
Look like soldiers marched on a
Black.
hairline.
and brown people who are being mistreated.
Look at him.
Damn.
Rise.
She got a salute way back there, bro.
Soldier.
That's
She
why
said
she's
rise,
mad.
so like, come on. Can you just imagine if a white Trump supporter reacted this way?
Right,
Just imagine.
right. That's right. That's
She got
exactly
a big
right.
ass forehead, y'all. I know you seen it. That
Well,
was a
that
big
shit-
ass forehead.
That shit wouldn't have stayed online for as many hours. That's what would have happened. First of all, it wouldn't have stayed online for as many hours as it has, and the headlines would be so insane. Like
She's
I look
60
at
years old.
Yeah. It's just
Wait, guys. Hey, hold on, wait a minute. We're playing Pictionary.
What's her job? No, I know. I was on mute. Shut up.
these headlines are so mild that it's just insane.
What is
It's-
her actual office? What is it? What is
she's
she?
a Michigan representative.
State
How-
representative or
Fifth
national?
State.
Okay.
It says she, they take her committee posts after warning to Trumpers. These titles are so garbage. They're like making it seem like she didn't make a warning.
Somebody said she was removed from office. Is that true?
She was, yes.
Okay.
No, she wasn't removed from office. She was removed from her. She
Her
was moved
duties.
from
Stripped of committees.
her committee duties, and they're going to take further actions to see what they're going to do. So that means they're going to slap her on the wrist and be like, "Don't do that again."
Probably.
Right.
We can hope she's out. We'll see.
She's
I doubt
a
it.
representative at Congress. Like, what the hell is wrong with people?
Who hired her?
The American
Not-
people.
Not as bad as AOC and Ilhan Omar.
Yeah,
So
well,
she's not like,
that
you say
other
nothing.
fact that Bobby brought up is also mind-boggling. The whole money going into Ilhan Omar, her whole fact that she won from the get-go and where she is now today and how much funding that. Okay, if I'm to drop a little conspiracy thought process to myself,
Ooh, do it.
Just do it, Anthony.
So-
Just do it.
there is no reason based on her campaign she should have won in Michigan or in Minnesota. And on top of it, she had more funding than like anybody in the Democratic Party across the country. So why is it that this random Muslim woman, and again, I've got no problem with Muslims, radical
Only terrorist.
an issue. Radical but her
Don't even say that. That's not even relevant. Her being Muslim has nothing to do with anything.
well, I say that.
Well, it depends on if you watch that movie, Trump Card, because where she came from, they're saying the people that backed her are technically radical terrorists.
Yeah, her financing supposedly. I
But
mean,
not
or-
Muslims,
or if you
because
want,
them are not
like-
Muslims. Radical terrorist or radical Islam is not true.
Regardless if that's not where the money came from, where did the money from her campaign actually come from? And it was not just the money to get in front of the people, it was the money to cover up everything going on with her brother husband, everything going on with her finances. That's something that's hard to do in any level of campaign, and they did it in a state government position. It's scary that she got into office. It's almost like she's there for a specific reason. That's the end of my theory.
Since we probably can't prove anything in the theory, what we can prove, or what was demonstrated today, is that what did happen is she paid out to her husband, the firm that her husband is a co-owner of, all this money, and they paid out millions of dollars, and he got over $600K in Corona clap relief. And all she does all day is come on and say that there's victims here and victims there. Meanwhile, you can account for literally multi-millions of dollars that were technically, legally, basically taken away from her campaign. So it's just like, again, how these people can do this stuff in plain sight and still be and still think that they deserve respect and then get respect and then get airtime and then be championed as some type of champion for the little guy, a la ASE and their whole gang, is garbage. It's just because nobody's paying attention to this shit. This lady just took millions of dollars. Like, there it is, point blank. You're caught. You're caught out. You got your mask off in the salon. You're fucking trash, and this lady is somehow championed as somebody fighting for the little guy. It's garbage. Anything that she could possibly say that does not address that and the details of that is trash. And AOC did a similar thing at the very beginning of her campaign. Her original campaign manager got caught taking all types of money, and then he just disappeared into nowhere. He was the same guy that was in the Justice Democrats or whatever, or started that thing with on Netflix. You saw him with her all the time, and he was taking money out of her campaign as well, and it just like disappears into the news cycle. And we're supposed to listen to this chick now, and she's going to sell us a $65 tax-to-rich sweatshirt. Like, these people have lost all their credibility, but none of that shit matters anymore because nobody pays attention, and it doesn't stay in the news cycle; it just disappears. And then we're supposed to think that these people are champions. It's trash, and nobody is doing any research. It's just how these people are not removed from the discussion is beyond me. It's like Jamel Hill. Like, who are these people?
And this is the shit that's proven. This is proven stuff that gets swept under the rug. Meanwhile, there is the bullshit of a $750 taxes that Trump supposedly only paid that has been proven to be false. And there's still 50% of the American public has no idea about the other stuff going on with Democrats and Democrat politicians. And then you've got actual fake news, truly fake news out there that people still believe because it was blasted out there like it doesn't matter. You've got the Ukrainian issues that was part of the impeachment. You look at Trump, that was, well, did you hear the way he said it? Meanwhile, you've got evidence from Hunter Biden plus Joe Biden back in the past firing the prosecutor where he admitted he goes, well, he didn't have his job the next day. You've got blatant evidence, and now you've got hearings coming up with, you're going to have hearings coming up with tax stuff with Hunter Biden, which clearly involves his father. And it's not brought up by anybody and barely brought up by Fox News. It's mind-boggling what they can get away with.
I don't understand how Tony Bubalinski is still not part of the conversation. This guy is the most credible dude that could be a credible dude. And all the stuff that he said about Hunter and that whole situation, like, what occurred there? Like, I understand that this tax stuff is being investigated now, but like, will anything become of this? And like, I've been listening a lot to this guy Anomaly on Instagram and on Facebook. He's also known as Dream Rare on Instagram. But this guy talks a lot of truth, and he was talking the other day about how like if like Trump said when he originally was going to go into office that he was going to like put Hillary in jail and all this other stuff, and he made all these promises and whatnot, and he's just like, Trump didn't really do all these things. And like, I'm a supporter of Donnie Ballgame through and through, but the guy makes a very good point. Like, all these people are still walking free. And if there's all this evidence and whatnot, like, why are these people not being taken to bat on this stuff? So it's like, will anything happen to Hunter? Will anything happen to Joey?
Well, you know, they got the LP agreement, the LP agreement plan. So it doesn't allow any of them to go to jail.
Okay.
Liberal protection, bro. It's a thing.
Okay.
As long as you're liberal, you're protected.
All right. Yeah.
It really is kind of a thing, though. I mean, it's true. It's because it goes.
There was a bunch of shit with Hillary that she was supposed to go to jail.
Right. Well,
it came out, but she didn't go to jail because liberal protection.
We talk about it on our level. Like, there's shit we get in trouble for. Like we said, like Jamil Hill can go out and say whatever she wants. Soonie, says whatever, bid, and she gets booted off of whatever. And I mean, we get doxxed, we get threatened, we get whatever it might be. So on the human level, on the regular citizen level, it's already bad enough, but it's happening on a political level pretty high too, which makes it, like they said with this election, that this, for the future, we might have issues having any sanctity in anything that we do, because once this side fully takes over control, there is an impossibility of actually being heard or having a free country anymore.
I mean, all I can say is in the debates with Hillary and Trump, he wouldn't have came out and said the things he did. You remember in the debate? He was like, yeah, because you'd be in jail. And he started blasting about all 30,000 emails. You even acid wash stuff. You scrubbed it. You got away with it. That's illegal. And on a private server, all these things, that's all factual. Right. And then nine of the 12 cops ended up dead. You know what I'm saying? Like, all types of stuff. People start dying around this whole thing. And come on, the judge gets shot at for the whole, her husband and son, they get shot, hit at her house. Dude dressed up like a FedEx worker, knocked on the door, and literally killed a person and tried to kill another person.
Same thing with Harrison Deal. Same thing with Harrison Deal. A whole 24 hours after Kemp decides to go ahead, let's do the signature verifications. Harrison Deal's dead.
I'm trying to tell you.
Wait,
so I mean, I get you.
Seth Rich.
I get you
Seth
when you're like,
Rich
yo,
leaked it.
how can we believe what, you know, if he said he was going to do this, he's been trying, trust me. Everything he said he was trying to do, he's tried to do. But the things that haven't been done, has literally been around legal stuff like that. About putting her in jail and bringing, you know, draining the swamp. Been trying, and stuff been being exposed, and we're looking at them in a whole new light, but yet nobody's being prosecuted. The laptop right there, I'm like, damn, like I thought this was really gonna be something. You know what I'm saying? The pictures that came out and all types of stuff.
It is something, but nobody cares.
Exactly.
Nobody in the media cares.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. When I say that, I say it jokingly, but it's a fact that liberal protection or liberal privilege or whatever you want to call it, it's a real thing. It's very real because they have their hands in with other people. They're not for us. These type of people are not for us. They're not for America. They're not for the people of America, but they make you think that they are. They're just like the slave master in the old days, man. Just like that. Straight up. They give a couple of people like Ilhan and all them, they give them a little bit of privilege, make people think like, oh, look at her. She's doing so good. She's beautiful. And Ocasio-Cortez, oh, we love them. And then these people up on the top are like, yeah, y'all keep them in check. They get out of line and it's going to be your ass. And then you ain't going to have nothing. And then if we ain't got nothing, you definitely ain't got nothing. We all going down. You know what I'm saying? It's the same exact thing. You keep cracking the whip and I'll crack the whip on you when necessary, but I'm going to try to protect you, make sure you're good. You know what I'm saying? Just bring me some lemonade. That's how I look at this. That's how I look at them. The whole thing straight down in politics.
Valid.
Just like that.
So, Scott, I hear you, and we know that, and that's why we're not talking about it.
The E word?
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha.
That is just
That's
crazy.
sad.
That is sad.
Well, it just makes you wonder that, you know, if you can get away with this stuff, then it's like, is someone just handpicking what happens all the way through? And if that is the case, then what happens in this current selection, whatever you want to call it, kind of doesn't matter.
We're going to FEMA camps.
So
Buckle up, buddy.
So it's like if that truly is the case, then there's a pretty grim outlook, and Donnie can't save us.
No. Yeah, and I mean, the more we talked about China too, the more you look into. I mean, this is a country that is currently oppressing their people on a scale that we have just no idea about. We've talked about, I continue to have conversations today. They have bought up so much land in the United States. It's insane. They bought up land all over the world. They literally are in a position right now. I mean, they're playing, what's that game? The war game where like you
Risk.
What is it?
Risk.
Yeah, they're literally dominating at the game of Risk quietly. Like they're the dude that isn't talking, and then all of a sudden, like all he's got to do is a couple moves, and the game is over. Like they
own over 50% of the globe's ports. They own 2 of our major ports, 100%. So if China just felt like, yep, you guys aren't paying your debt, they're just going to shut everything down, and then what? We're so dependent on them.
Well, and we owe them, and we're their they're their largest debtor. And they basically have all this grip lock control over all the people and their paths to new thought. I mean, when you really think about it, it's like talk about a powerhouse in silence. That's highly concerning. And then you got Joey Basement, who supposedly is going to be the operator of the free world, and he's been downplaying them forever. Shit is bad.
But you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. And I'm about to be super fucking pro America with this one. All right.
You are. I feel it.
Yes. Check this out.
We've
owed a lot of fucking people for a very long time. A whole lot of people. Do you know why? Do you know why hoods exist in America? Do you know why there's gangsters in America? I'm gonna tell you why. Because America is full of gangsters. There ain't been no gold in the reserves for I don't know how long. They could have been tried to come and collect on the little weak ass debt that we owe them. You know what would happen? We would look at them and say, listen, bitch, don't make me put my pimp hand back because you know good and damn well I ain't giving you no damn money. That's why I spent all this money on my military. We don't rule the world with our currency, our gold no more. We rule it with our military. So don't make me smack you.
So you're saying the United States rules with a pimp hand?
You're damn right. Why do you think they haven't collected? They hate us so much. Everybody hates us so much, but ain't nobody trying to pull it. Every time they've tried to pull it, they got that ass whooped. We spend more on our military than the next 3 countries combined.
Yeah, but that's their purpose of buying all this. I mean, they're doing things in a place where they're tactically realizing that they have a superior. No matter how big the pimp smack hand is, if they're coming from all different directions, you can only smack.
Then we're gonna flip the whole board. If they try to take us out, we taking everybody out. Flip the whole table.
I don't know.
All they got to do is hit a button, and there's some messed up people in there that'll do it. They won't care about nobody, not even us. But you know what? They're not gonna win. I've been winning this game for so long. I don't want to lose. Hit the button.
Biden will think it's his eye falling and can't get up. But sorry, go ahead, Bobby.
I just don't think. I don't know that's how the modern day war is fought. I think that the modern day war is a financial war, and I think that our military might is the Federal Reserve Bank, and that we have basically the currency that the entire world operates around. And the fact that we can print the currency out of thin air, really the Federal Reserve is our military. That is the game. That's where we have the upper hand. And really the only way that the position that we would lose would not be them fighting us in military. It would be being the base currency of the world. And that would be really where they could really clap us, because we print money out of thin air that's not backed by gold anymore since Richard Nixon. So I think that is our greatest risk. But at the same time,
but we don't even.
No, I gotta say it. I gotta say this.
Oh, you don't think so?
Why did they kill Muammar Gaddafi?
Because he was converting to gold.
He was about to base the mineral resources of their land, of their land and all of Africa, make a united Bank of Africa.
Yes.
Basing the their currency off the mineral resources of the land, which would have bankrupted the entire world.
Yep.
So we said, nah, bitch. Mm-mm.
Right.
Obama took him out.
Not happening. Send his own people to go and get him. That's what happened. Go send his own people. Our people that we got over there. We got people over there just like they got over here. Better believe that.
I just don't know that we could successfully. I don't know that we could successfully attack China just on our own. Like they have.
Need to.
But I'm just saying, like, let's say that we just decided that. Let's say that China was to do something like that, and we were just like, all right, we're going to attack China. They have a lot of allies. They have a lot of other financial allies like Russia and other places. So it's like if it was US v China and Russia, we're playing a different game. And I'm not saying
I hear you, but that's what I mean about that whole pressing the button thing. Because you're right. Russia and China are two.
Then we all die.
But exactly. I don't know. Then that's
where you get World War
Holocaust. I don't know.
That's
worldwide Holocaust, just like that.
I just don't think the military is going to work in all those types of in all those applications, and I don't think that China comes to the party alone either. I think that they have enough interests in a variety of different places that like.
And I don't think people want to help China, but that is what they've done. They've made other countries financially beholden to them.
Right. So truly, it is a threat in a lot of ways. It probably is the largest threat.
I don't know. I look at it in hood terms, bro. Like a man could come walking out of a bank with a whole bunch of money, and a broke man not have no money but got a big ass gun with enough bullets to take out everybody that's with that man, and that man's gonna give you that money or he's gonna die. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't gonna ask you for that money back until he can get a bigger gun. And if he can't never get a bigger gun to come back and get that money, that man in the hood gonna keep on spinning.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that China is not only got the bag of money, but they also have a bunch of other people at the bank with guns.
That's all good, and we got embassies all over. We got bases all over the world in their countries. So if they try to, that's what I'm trying to say. It's a fucked up thing. What I'm saying, it's messed up, but it's the truth. And we got nukes, and then we got Israel. Israel got our back. You know what I'm saying? And Israel, I know people be thinking that Israel's small and they're really insignificant when it comes to military. But if you look at their military, they got one of the most powerful militaries with some fucked up weaponry, bro. Like some stuff. If they drop the bomb that they got, it like melts your skin off and takes the moisture out of everything in its path. You ever heard of that? A neutron bomb?
Yeah.
They're the only people that have that. I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want nobody to drop that on me.
I just don't think that military conflict is going to be the resolution to any eventual problem. It's going to be a financial war, not a military war. I just don't think that the world's going to come to blows like that. In which case, our military is like, what's the significance of it? Obviously, we need to have it, but if they financially take us over, or if they financially
They already have, is what I'm getting at. They already have. They have already over financially. Everybody.
I get that, but
everybody owes them. Why haven't they come to collect? Is what I'm trying to say. Why wouldn't somebody go and collect money from somebody that owes them when they can win all outright? They got everything from this person. They own everything in the house, but why won't they go take the house when they're not paying them?
Because maybe they're getting something that's more valuable than the money.
No, because they're scared of that cannon that the dude got in his back pocket.
I don't know.
That's the only reason why.
If they were scared of the cannon, why would they loan us the money in the first? It's not like they're not actively loaning us money right now, to this day, right now.
Yeah.
So they're just going to be like, oh, we're scared of their guns. Here's some more money. I just don't think that that's how it would go. I would say that the money is not as valuable as what they're getting in return. That would be the only reason you would not ask for the money back. You already have the control. Like you already have people in. You're already infiltrated. They're beholden to us in theory. I'm just saying. I think that they're playing a different game, and it certainly isn't measured in military might. I don't know. That's just my thought.
Yeah. Not only are we broke as a country, we've been broke for a country for decades. Now we're even more broke because we spent trillions of dollars on the Chinese flu. So.
That's what I'm trying to say, man. They ain't. Matter of fact, they should cancel our debt now because they done got the whole world sick.
I said this last night. There should be a global class action lawsuit against China.
Well, what could, and that may be a great idea, but like that could be, in theory, if there was to be some type of catalyst to a global conflict, it would be basically incited by us being like, we're not going to pay you back on the debt because of X, China virus or whatever it is. That would be a reason. Like I said, a financial. I don't know. I just hope that that's not what it is.
Like Glenn Beck predicted this in 2008 when he still had his show on Fox News. He exposed George Soros before George Soros was even a conversation. Nobody knew who this dude was, and Glenn Beck put it out there for everybody to know. So they're here to collapse our government. That's it.
Oh, I was wondering where Blake went. I figured when Captain American got up, I thought that they were about to. I thought they exchanged information on Grindr. I didn't know what happened.
Get your ass beat.
All right. Well, let's do one more topic. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Then we'll call it a night. Bobby, there was another one that you rattled. Oh yeah, the one that I started last night. $80 million for an ad campaign.
Yeah. That was I believe that's part of Gavin Newsom's new health awareness initiative. Again, like I just don't understand what I don't understand is how anybody still supports people like Gavin Newsom or people like Andrew Cuomo. Like I don't understand how people can support these people when they're so blatantly flaunting and flouting all these rules. And like, why are you spending $80 million on billboards? Like, you know who owns those billboards? Companies like Clear Channel, like mega corporations own massive amounts of billboards. So spending $80 million on billboards when you could just as easily spend a fraction of that on, let's even just say digital advertising, for example, or not advertising at all, like supporting your businesses. I just don't understand. And like the sad part about it is like, watch this guy get pushed up to an even more prominent position of power through the structure. He's in cahoots with Joey Baseman and all that gang. And California is the largest state in the United States by population. I mean, it's very plausible that he could slide up the ranks of power and like one day there could be a President Gavin Newsom. That is fucked, like major fucked. And I just don't understand how these people can so blatantly shit right in people's face and still retain support. I don't understand that. I can't wrap my head around that. And I don't know. I'm just wondering, like, is there a Republican governor that is doing anything at that caliber that we're just not aware of? Are we blind to this shit? Or like, am I missing something?
No, it's not happening. And the other thing with and it's such a pointless spend. Like we already know that if the people that think that they're not going to wear the masks, they're not going to wear the face diapers, they're not going to take too much, social. It doesn't matter right now, anyways, because they're locked. So that's the other thing. If they're locking everybody inside and making sure that only people do 100% necessary travel to work, you can't even walk unless it's whatever. What is $80 million in billboards going to do? You're also not changing anybody's mind. People are set in their ways, and those clever ad campaign is going to do anything. So you're blowing $80 million that could be spent on small businesses. Again, that's not much. like in the grand scheme of things in LA and California, like that's not much, but it's still something. It shows that they've got line items and budgets. And this is a state that it's the 5th biggest exporter in the world as a state. And they're still in the red every damn year by billions of dollars. And we wonder why. They're spending $80 million on an ad campaign that people are already completely decided how they feel about it.
Yo, you asked how. How are these people still getting in office when they do all this shit? Somebody just said it in the comment section.
Don't say it out loud.
Exposed.
Don't say it out loud.
We just got exposed. We just found out how.
Yeah.
Yo, the more I look into all of this stuff, the more I think, like, you guys ever watch Django?
Yeah.
The movie?
All right. Yeah, the movie Django, right? You notice how, like, they would send one slave to another slave plantation. Like, they were scared to go to that plantation because it was worse over there, but then they were happy to go to another plantation because it was a little easier over there. And the master just sat in a big old house, just having a good life, just reaping the benefits of all the people that work for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like it's still like that today. It's just on a broader scale. Now it's not Candyland and then the other plantation over there. Now it's a nation. You know what I'm saying? The American plantation and the Chinese plantation and the Cuban plantation. All these different places where all their officials, all the elected people that are at the top, the ones that run everything, they get to fly around and live good and still drink lemonade and have their fantastic life at the expense of the people while we sit here and argue with each other about the bullshit that they do. Yet we can't do anything at all to change it that doesn't involve a word that starts with R and ends with Lucian.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Look, Nat Turner.
Just saying.
But when I mean support, I don't even necessarily just mean getting them elected. But like, for example, like if you go on Mussolini's like Instagram, or if you go on Facebook or whatever, and you could say like the comments, there are still people that like them. You know, like despite all, that's what I mean is like, how are they able to convince so many people?
It's cognitive dissonance.
Yeah,
people have been brainwashed.
It's
who owns the billboards?
Who owns the billboards? It's Clear Channel. That's who owns the billboards.
And then where are the ties? Where's the kickbacks? That's how we wonder why we have so like. I mean, if people don't understand how lobbying and government, and then it's not lobbying, but how lobbyists and government, how they make so much money, is I mean, there is really easy back end ways of if Gavin Newsom or Garcetti, is it Garcetti, right? If he's got a buddy that works at Clear Channel that is the sales rep, they can easily work in something that goes under the table. If you wonder why all these politicians that have never made more than $100,000 are living in a $4 million mansion, it is that simple.
Right. No, of course. And that's the thing is like, it's so deep that it's just like, it's basically like an unsurmountable. It's like unsurmountable unless every person like really becomes aware of this. Like it has to be a full-time activation of people, everybody talking at the same time. And like, luckily this is happening at a faster clip now than maybe ever before because of all this stuff. But the fact is like, these numbers are like, if you just simply look at the clap numbers and what's happening and you compare something like California to like Florida, and you see that there's a very negligible difference between the cases and the deaths in these two places per 100,000. Yet they're locked down and you can't walk. Yet I can go to a bar in Florida right now with no mask and sit at a bar with 300 other people. And the numbers are the same. And it's been that way for months.
It's because I think masks are...
I got a question.
Yo.
The United States of America is different and separate from Washington, D.C., right? Washington, D.C. does not operate how the rest of America does, correct?
They don't operate as a state, but
a state.
Right. And
they're still under the jurisdiction though.
Gotcha. Are we a nation?
Yes.
Are we a legit nation?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because I'm just thinking like corporations and shit have presidents and vice presidents and stuff like that.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So the president is like, I've heard that the United States is a corporation.
It is.
It is.
It's a business. It's a huge business.
A business for what?
I don't know. They're not making any money. We're constantly in debt.
People.
Just people working are making money.
People.
Yeah, people.
Birth certificates, social security numbers,
Oh yeah,
all
that's
that
all.
shit. Like,
We're collateral.
look, you know my uncle, my poor
Uncle
uncle,
Wayne.
which I love so much. My uncle, not my Uncle Wayne, my other uncle, my Uncle
Okay.
Stan.
Okay.
My Uncle Stan is what you call a Moor. Not the Moors like you see in the streets with the little fezzes on to be like, oh, I'm Moor's temple, I'm not American, not them. Like a legit Moor. You know what I'm saying? And he's like tax exempt and all types of stuff as if he's from another nation. Did you guys know that in do you know who the first nation was to recognize America as a nation?
Go ahead.
Morocco. Did you know that the transatlantic slave trade was a breaking of the treaty that stood with Morocco, the treaty that they had when they called them a nation? They were not supposed to sell humans the way that they did over here in America at that time, right? When they did, do you know the banner that they sold black people under in this country? You know what nation they said that they were from? Majority,
What?
damn near all of them. Moabite from Morocco, right?
Okay.
Nations of Morocco. So in 19 something, whatever it was, when they went in front of the UN and they were fighting for reparations, did you know that the United States agreed to, I just learned all this stuff I've been studying. Did you know that the United States agreed that they would pay reparations? But you know what they said? They said, we only pay nations. We don't pay people, we pay nations. So you tell me what nation they're from, and we'll gladly pay reparations. Did you know that not one, every black person over here for the most part says that they are black or African American or Negro or whatever it is that they call themselves, right? The reason why black people never got their reparations from America or the corporation of America is because they had no nation. They're a peopleless nation, kind of like the Jews that were scattered. You know, if you want to look at it like that from a biblical perspective, not saying that they're like Jews or nothing, but just saying from that aspect, they were scattered. So from every port, when you look at Puerto Ricans, they come from what? What's the indigenous people of Puerto Rico? What are they called? There's a name. I forget. But it was when the Spaniards came there and dropped off slaves that they became to integrate and, you know, made brown people that look like me. I look like I'm a Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? Same thing all over with these different ports, all over. So why I'm asking all of this stuff is in 1930, I believe.
Thanos?
Huh?
Arawak, Tano?
Taino. That's what it is.
Tano. Sorry.
Yeah, Tainos. The Tainos were indigenous, and this is a big crazy thing too. When they came to America, when they first came to America, when they saw the people that were here in the southern part of America, like Louisiana and towards that way, the Indians, as they called them, they looked like Soonie. The northern Indians looked like Asian. You know what I'm saying? The eyes and all that, they looked Asian, and you know, met around in the middle, probably messed around with each other and created their Native Americans that were here just, I guess, predating whoever was here before them or whatever, like Christopher Columbus and them. But Christopher Columbus came over here with the Moor. It was the Moor that was navigating his ship. It was the black dude that you see in the painting with the fez on, got the little feather. He was the dude that navigated. They were already all over, and they carried slaves. They were in on it. That's why they say you guys sold yourselves. Remember how they tell black people that? You guys sold yourselves. That's part of it. Moors sold Moors into slavery to make money. Become the first wealthy type people that you see. The first people, the people that benefited off of slavery wasn't just white. That's a misconception. There was a ton of black slave owners. There was a ton of Spaniard slave owners. There was a ton of all different types of slave owners. So what I'm getting at is why I say about the whole feeling like you're on a big plantation is the mind trick. It's the same thing. The deception has always been there when it came to media. It was just a different form. Now we have news that comes through a TV. Before it was through radio. Before that, it was through newspaper. Before that, it was through a freaking little pigeon that they flew off. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. The deception has always been there. So when you got these people over here that don't have rights, that are slaves or black or whatever you want to call them, it wasn't just them. At one point, it was Irish people and whatever people came off of a boat that were not from here, were not from England or from a wealthy place. They were all put into the same category. Now, the trickery came around when they said, okay, look, they've been fighting for this shit where I'm over it. Go ahead and give them the freedom, or let them have this amount of freedom. Don't do this to them. Human rights or whatever fucking human rights. Really? Civil rights? Think about that shit. It shouldn't even exist. Everybody's a human. You should have rights. Why does that civil rights only got to apply to or happen to come around with black people at a time where black people were mistreated in America or whatever, right? Before that shit even happened, the Irish people were there with the black people getting treated the same exact way. So they're like, okay, how are we going to bust this shit up? Because if they come together, then it's not going to be good. Okay, look, make them sheriffs. Let them have a little power over them. Like I told you, the field nigga slave, you know, all of that. It's the same thing. House and slave or house and field, same thing. The first house niggas, in words, was Irish people. They were the first ones. They let them have power over the slaves. And then it came to, okay, we sleeping with these women and having little lighter babies. Let's give them a little bit of power. Treat them a little better than you treat them. And we'll keep all of them fighting with each other and never looking over here at us that's controlling the whole move. You know what I'm saying? It's always been some wrong stuff happening. And the thing that I'm getting at is the wrong has not stopped. The people that are at the top, the people that have been playing the same trick over and over and over through the dawn of American history are the same people that's selling us out now, or we think they're selling us out. They've been doing this. This has been going on. It's been happening since we've been here, all of us. And just because you're white or just because you're black doesn't mean that you mean any more to them or any less to them at the top. They could care less about all of us, which is why they have no problem selling us all out, because they've been foul from the start. When Washington said, I shall not tell a lie, I chopped down my father's cherry tree. Do you know what that is symbolizing? The flag, the Moorish flag, the last Moorish flag that stood, I believe, was in Michigan. I believe it was in Michigan. It got cut down in war. And George Washington was the one that did it. Knowing who the Moors were, that's where you see on the $2 bill, who's the only black man ever to be on a bill? Prince Hall. Prince Hall is the only black man to ever be printed on a bill. Prince Hall was a Mason from England who had an original charter to come over here to America, which was stolen. And that's why you have this shit I'm telling you guys goes a little deeper than everything that we've been talking about so far. But it goes real deep. So just understand that we're all getting screwed by all of them. The reason why I'm going so hard for Trump is because he's the one person, the one man that I've seen come in that hasn't been a politician since JFK, to come in and not be a politician and say, look, this is wrong. They treating you guys wrong. I'm going to try to fix this because we're all in this. You feel me? Even though he's got a whole lot of money, he obviously ain't up there with these people. Obviously, he ain't in cahoots with the people at the top that want to keep playing that game where he's trying to break it. He's trying to break the chains. And everybody's fighting against them. Think about all that. Look into all of this stuff I'm just telling you if you don't believe me.
You and I have had this talk before, and I've looked. I mean, it's accurate. It's interesting. It's stuff that I never knew. And
I just never wanted to be ballsy enough to come out and talk about it because that's real deep down. Once you start going into there, you're like, oh, and you see a whole lot of messed up shit. You talk about a deep state. The deep state been deep since they got off the ship and said, hey, Mr. Indian.
Knights Templar.
Straight up. Straight up.
I've never thought about black people being, people without a nation. When you brought that up earlier and you brought up the Jewish people, I'm being half Jewish. It's funny. People are always like, they're getting sometimes, and people get it now, but like people are like, what do you mean you're half Jewish? That's a religion. But it's not. It's almost like a people that it's very similar to black.
They're the displaced people. They say Jewish because of the religion. But a Jew is someone from the tribe of Judah. A Levite is someone from the tribe of Levi. The ones in Ethiopia. Ethiopian Jews, they are Levites. They are from the line of Levite. Right. And you know that because they're all priests over there. You know what I'm saying?
It is people without a true nation. It's people they have Israel.
Exactly.
They've got So I get
Exactly.
it. So that makes a lot of sense.
And they play the color thing. They make you think that it's a color. It's not a color. It's never been about a color. People, when you move to different parts of the world, you change. Your not physiology, but your features change depending on where you live for generations. If you put an African in the Caucasus Mountains of Europe for 16 generations, black wife, black husband, 16 generations, they have children who never mix with another white person. Them kids will keep getting lighter, noses will narrow out throughout 16 generations. And they will look like a European by the time it's done. Because we are human and we adapt to our surrounding. You know what I'm saying? That's just how it goes. People came over here to North America. You see, we got some black people over here don't look like black people from over in Africa. You know what I'm saying? Depending on the part of Africa. Not every part of Africa has super dark people. Northern part of Africa, you'll see the first Asians. Where the Asians come from. The first tribe where they say that they come from. They look exactly like Chinese people, just black as hell. Dead up. It's a tribe over there in the middle of Africa that are my complexion Soonie, your complexion, but they got blue eyes and blonde afros. All of them. How is that a thing? You know what I'm saying? They mix it up with color. They make it all confusing. None of that shit is real. Everything that they use to divide us is not real. The only thing that is real is the status that they've created, the title. The title means everything to them. That's why they write it down. That's why there's law, legislation. And if you don't know law and you don't understand the meanings of the law, then you're never going to get out of it. And really, even if you do, you really can never get out of it. You're trapped, really. Everybody. We're all trapped in this, which is why we sit here and talk about the things we talk about. Because we ain't got nothing better to do except talk about it, but it's really hard. Straight up, it's really nothing that we can do about it except make people aware of it. So that way you know what's going on and what you can expect.
Well, Cash, you started the episode a little slow with some mediocre jokes, but just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber, you go and redeem yourself, buddy.
Love you too.
That's good. That was really good.
Look into that stuff. Seriously. Look it all up if you don't believe me. Look all of this stuff up. You're going to be like, holy shit. Holy shit. All the shit they make you do. Right at birth. You got to pay to be born, bro. Then you got to pay to die. You have to pay to die. Everything revolves around, like you said, it's about the money. The financial part of it, which is true. Because they made us believe that shit's valuable. Who told you that paper was valuable? Nobody. You just know that you can't go get a Coca-Cola if you ain't got it. You know what I'm saying? Before that, who told them that gold had any fucking value? What were they using gold for that made it so valuable? Well, we just dug it up and it just looks shiny, so it's pretty. You know what I'm saying? All that shit. I'm just saying, bro, that shit goes deep. All of that shit goes deep. And it's no matter how you want to spin it, we're going to stay here talking about liberals. Liberals are going to stay over there talking about conservatives. And nobody's going to be talking. We're going to be defending the people at the top that are sitting there like, got them. Look at them. They're fighting while we over here drinking some champagne. That's how I look at it.
Champagne. Well, anybody got a final point? Actually, you want to do a little sign off, everybody?
Run it.
Soonie, go ahead. Oh, never mind. Who wants it? Who wants the mic?
I will say that since we may be stuck in this eternally whatever horrible state, and there's all these horrible actors, that I do agree that the only thing that we can do is continue to talk about it and do the best we can to make people aware of it. So despite all of the depth of what was just said by Captain America, I think that the only thing that we can do is just try to continue to make as many people as possible aware of this stuff. Because if you choose not to go that deep and you just simply look at like Gavin Newsom's behavior right now, I feel like these are much more tackleable, short-term, reachable, and solvable problems in everyday life. That stuff, that depth, can really not be reached unless we handle what's at the surface first. So I would just say that despite all of that, and as valuable as that stuff is, that addressing what's happening day to day is the only way that we can start to peel back all of this stuff. So I would just say, anybody that's not doing anything to spread this, to please do so by following as many accounts as you can and educating yourself on all these things and tackling the stuff that's happening day to day, like the next election that comes up in California, like the next election that comes up in New York, like the next election that comes up in your representatives, so we don't have people like Rodman getting in there and running stuff.
Speaking of Rodman, is this a new clip?
Oh
Yeah,
no!
Something else she did.
Run it. Run it.
We got to end on this crazy person.
Hi, everybody. This is Cynthia A. Johnson. In regards to Donald Trump, I just wanted to give you all a message, especially those who are in the U.S. Congress, Republicans very specifically. Y'all need to do something about Donald Trump. He's totally out of order. He's off his rocker, and you're harming countless people. And this could be totally avoided if you did the right thing. It's time now to
Figure the hoop.
The 25th Amendment.
Okay.
She's like,
Jesus Christ. She is intolerable.
So this is what's happening here. Shows like this, Cass's podcast, my podcast, Candace Owens, all these people that are emerging and speaking out against the government, because a lot of us are. We realize what it is. We're cogs in a machine. We're all slaves. Just accept it. It is what it is. But we're laying the groundwork for rebellion. We are. There are going to be people that come back and watch people like me, people like Cash, and say, whoa, this stuff is going on, and people are going to fight back. I can't imagine, especially Americans, just sitting here and taking this. We're not that weak, yo. We're so powerful, and we don't even realize it.
And when you say rebellion, it doesn't even need to be a physical rebellion. It needs to be people becoming the actual woke. Like the information is power. So it's like,
yeah, I'm talking about intellect. I'm talking about the
intellectual rebellion. Yeah, absolutely. Because it doesn't need to be the 3%ers. It's not about, stand by or, whatever it is. It's not about that. It's literally about continuing to have the conversations of warfare. It's conversation warfare, essentially, too. You look at somebody like her that literally is using the definition of rhetoric. Everything she said was, he is a risk. She never once will you hear anybody say why. Because there is no why. It is just because they don't like him. They don't want him. They've been told to make sure he's out, and they've been made to believe something. So this rhetoric that has infiltrated the American public is what is now causing us to be weak as Americans. Whereas if we have the level of information we need to unite, to actually have proper conversations, to still have differences, opinions, and then to actually be equipped with facts and equipped with reasons. And we can say things like, I don't like Donald Trump because of his Twitter. Or you could say, I like Donald Trump because of his policy. And all of these things work. But when you use the rhetoric like that woman and just saying he is a risk to society, and if you can't say why, you're not providing a fucking argument. So to that point, eventually, we are part of a group of people. And yes, Soonie and Cash, you guys are, unfortunately, facts of life, more important to the conversation because you can speak to everyone. And it's important that people like you and yes, Candace Owens, they stay strong. And that is why Facebook censors Black conservatives more than anybody else, because the voice is so incredibly powerful. Plain and simple.
It's facts.
I agree with what Deidre just said. The MAGA movement is literally the rebellion. And that's exactly the truth.
It's people waking up to they rocked us to sleep for so many years. They dumped our kids down. You had No Child Left Behind under Bush. That was garbage, bro. I was in 4th grade and I remember that. I remember we used to take tests and actually get graded. Now I watch my children in school and they're learning information, but then they get a standardized test and they don't even get tested on what the teacher really teaches them. It's crap. It's multiple choice. It's crap. They have made us dumb.
And then you've got, what is that math that they teach? That
Common Core math. You got to get it wrong to get it right. Like what? 1 + 1 is 2.
We want to find a way to take the longest possible route to find an answer. And that's how we're going to make you smarter.
They indoctrinated our colleges. So you got the youth, my sister included. She thinks socialism is okay. She looks at me like I'm retarded. She's like, yo, why are you acting like this? My family is baffled. They feel like I'm going through something mental, but it's like I had my political awakening in front of so many people. Like you guys are watching it. We're not crazy. We are it. Trump, he kicked off something great.
Explain. Hey, I want y'all to do me a favor right now for everybody watching. Break down socialism. Why is socialism bad?
It's just wealth redistributed amongst the wealthy, and we get nothing.
Socialism is perfect if humans are perfect.
It's utopia, which doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist because, I mean, the greatest discussion about socialism, and to be very clear, I do understand the United States does have socialist policies. You have, in order to run a republic the way we do, and to have a democracy, and to have the way our government functions and capitalism, you do need some elements of socialism. However, socialism across the board on a ultimate level over time over a very short period of time will make people lazier, work less. Yeah. There is no point. If everybody gets the same, if humans all said, yes, love getting the same, let's all work hard together to stay together, that's great. But fact is, that's not the way humans are.
Here's one thing. Kamala Harris put out an ad, equity versus equality. Mm-hmm. All right. She said we all need to we're gonna do this so we all come to the same finish line. Like, whose finish line, bro? Are you talking about y'all's? Or are you talking about whatever you guys set up for us? Because where's the finish line? What are you talking about?
The first part of the video was dope because you had like a person starting down here and then this guy starting right here, and they both got an equal amount of rope to get up there.
Yeah.
And then the one person got up there and then the other guy couldn't get there because he couldn't even reach the rope. So I understand that.
Mm-hmm.
However, everybody to me should be able to get to the same finish line, only if they can complete the same amount of work.
Facts.
I agree with that. But I don't agree that a person that, put it like this, how I put it, who's somebody that got rich like generations ago and just is rich because they're rich, because their family did something illegal.
Every rich family.
Yeah.
Those are the people that profited off of like crime. I would say crime, like doing inhumane things to get where they are. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Those people, go ahead, punish them or take their wealth because it wasn't earned, or however you want to look at that. You know what I'm saying? But for a person that came to America and busted their ass and worked their ass off to become wealthy and have everything that they have, they should have the right to have their stuff. They should have the right to be able to say, you know what? I made it here because my family busted their ass and I busted my ass to maintain it, and my kids bust their ass to maintain it. I'm cool with that. But for the people that I've been researching, I ain't gonna throw no names out yet until I get it all correct. But these people, these big people that are prominent right now that are fucking us, they are fucking us bad. These people got rich off of horrors. Like, their family got rich off of murders and thievery and just some messed up stuff. Those are the people, which is funny. It's just real funny because these are the same people that are pushing socialism.
Yeah,
that's the funny part about it.
So, real quick, that whole philosophy about the ropes. When I saw that, I was like, "Here's the problem, though. Yes, there's some racial like if you put 100 people in a room and where their rope is, they're all at different levels. They're all, some are easier to get. So white, black, doesn't matter. They're all like, some are easy to jump up and grab. Some are down on the ground. But in that room, there's also 100 ladders. So there's a ladder to get up to wherever the rope starts. Again, it's not as easy, but that's life. And if people can't accept that, that's I can't help them. There's always a ladder. It could be harder to get than others, but there is always a way to get to the rope. It just is sometimes incredibly more difficult than others. But it's possible.
And what aspect are you? What's difficult?
I'm about to
What do
break
you
something
mean?
down to you right now, bro.
What do you mean, Soonie?
You said yes, there are 100 ladders, and yes, we could all go after these 100 ladders, but some have it more difficult than others.
Yeah.
I'm curious what you mean by that.
Well,
like in what way?
More socioeconomic than anything else. Like, and again, that does have equality, equity issues based on race in a lot of levels. So yeah. So would I say that like whenever people do that line, the starting line where they have that video, like when I heard that whole thing, aside from being white, every single thing that was said in that video, I would have been at the starting line. Like I was still there. So it's like I was equal to all that. They made it a racial thing when really, except for one item, essentially it was a socioeconomic thing. So it's the same thing in terms when you look at the rope, like where like there is some rich white kids that whatever that the rope is dangling on the ground, they have an easy way to get up. And that also does not mean they get up fast enough because they're faster than everybody else. They might be lazy. There might be somebody that has to get up 15 feet to even get to their rope, but they can go get the ladder. They can bring it over and bust their ass and pass the person that had it handed to them easily. It happens over generations all over time. And I just don't think color plays the role that it did 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years ago.
Let me share something with you.
Okay, well,
right.
then Bobby will say.
All right. Says, this our hard life, full of struggle, full of pain, nothing's all right. No umbrella for the rain, it's a hard fight. Steady trying to maintain using all might, like a dog fight, but this is our fight. Two types of lives with two types of living, given chances and no chances given. Your dad is at work, ours dead or missing. You prep for college while we prep for prison. You say it's choice and I say you're right, but the choices vary and not all the same. Some choose the sport and get all the grades, but still forced to join in a gang. Who is to blame for these circumstances? I don't want opinions. I want the facts. Say racism. I beg to differ because of this. Problem hits white, brown, and black. Geographical, meaning where you're at, makes all the difference in how you grow. That's why the burbs got skateboarders in the hood. Well, all the news shows. You feel what I'm saying? So I get what you mean, but I can try just as hard as you, depending on where I live, where I'm growing up. And you say, well, you made the wrong choice. Everybody can choose a different ladder. True enough, but my ladder might not be like yours. My ladder might have broken rungs where I might not be able to grab that one. You know what I'm saying? And all while I'm trying to grab this ladder, this dude wants to kill me for it because he doesn't understand it. After I'm done using it, I'll help him get up. You feel what I'm saying?
I get it.
A kid that goes to school from in different locations. If a kid he goes to school in the burbs, like I said in the song, you go to school in the burbs and you playing sports and you're doing everything great, but I'm playing sports too and I'm getting all the grades, except I got a different choice that I got to make that you never are going to have to make. I got to make the choice of whether I want to fight for my life or just say, you know what, this really doesn't exist and this doesn't concern me, even though I believe that in my heart, these people still kill me just because I might have wore the wrong color one day or because my school got a different uniform. And we're so prone to gangs that it's okay, my school versus your school. You know what I'm saying? And I'll get killed for that. It's a whole different environment. So if we don't start off in the same environment, how in the hell am I expected to do the same things that you can do when I'm not given the same tools? Or maybe I am given the same tools, but I got 1,000 people around me that want to steal my tools.
I get it.
Just because they don't have them. The police will come and whoop me if I fight to keep my tool. The police might end up killing me because they see me have my tool that I'm fighting for, and I get killed for it because it looks like I done beat the brakes off of this dude and tried to kill him because he was trying to kill me. It was self-defense.
I get it.
Whereas if you did it, they'll be like, yo, hold on, what's going on over
I get
here?
it.
I know your mom. Let me call your mom.
I'm going directly against the analogy of the rope. I get how different life is in different areas, and also I'm saying, and I'm literally saying I'm using their analogy or using Kamala's analogy in that to perfectly describe what you're saying.
No, I hear you. I'm not talking about just to you. I'm using you as the example, but
right.
Like the comment right here, special education teacher Ms. K, leave where you live. Some people can't.
That should, but that's where the ladder becomes incredibly difficult. And
that's what I'm trying to say. That's where they get up to systemic racism. It's not systemic racism because it doesn't. That's why I say this affects black, brown, and white. Over here where I come from,
socioeconomic.
We're all just broke. We're all just poor. So they live the same shit that I got to live with. They got to worry about getting shot too. They got to worry about joining a gang too.
That's an issue of socioeconomic status and proximity. And that's not, and it literally, we say that racism is here and socioeconomic is here, when really it's socioeconomic issues here and systemic racism here right now. That's changed over the last 30, 40 years, but it's switched. Anyways, all right. Let's wrap it up. Bob, you got any final words?
I think I already said them, but
I know it's been a while, so I figured I'd let you recap.
Do more research, talk to people, turn the camera on yourself, make posts about it. I think if everybody just made some posts, I had a few people mention to me recently, like they're like, "Well, how do I get started? And I'll get no views or whatever." It's like we all started with no views. I mean, that's where it all began. I mean, I got negative 0 views on so much shit, and I mean, the fact is that when you say something that has substance, that comes from a place of you not just making it just for the sake of making it, if there's substance to what you're saying, it grows exponentially. It may not happen immediately, but it will happen if you have the substance to it. So I would just say for everybody that's on the fence or whatever, like, what can I do? I can't do anything. Doing something is better than nothing, and 1 view is more than 0. And you can't multiply 0, but you can multiply 1. So if this grows exponentially, then turning the camera on yourself and saying something is what we need you to do. And at the very least, you could share stuff like this. And that is the word.
Yep. Yeah, power in numbers, and as you said, research. And like I had a show earlier today that literally was before her and I talked. I didn't want to talk about politics because I assumed that she was potentially one way because she talks about it's more of a liberal ideal, just like be the change. People think it's liberal. Fact is, she was incredibly happy about me voicing my Trump opinions. There's more of us out there than we know. There's more informed woke people, but we have to start speaking up so that we can share that group together. And most of the people that are sharing it are good people. They're not racist. And if more people like her, like me, like everybody in this group continues to talk about it, and the people that say it and continue to say things, comment things, share things, people will start going, oh, there's a lot of really good people that feel that way. That can't be true. So that's all I got to say. Cap America, Black Widow, I don't know. What do we say? The Hawk for Sauce?
That's the Hawk, bro.
The Hawk. And Tony Stark is out. Make sure you guys share this. Share the link when we're done on Facebook. We got up to about 850 subscribers. We need to be at 1,000 so we can start doing some more stuff with this show specifically. So follow Be the Change on there. Make sure you follow Bobby Sauce at TakeNaps. You know Captain America, Kash Lee Kelly on most of his platforms. Soonie the Middle Child. Is that your Instagram too?
My Instagram is at the Real Hot Mike.
That's right. I always forget that, at the Real Hot Mike. All right, and I'm at Anthony Michael Russo or Be the Change _USA. Thank you guys. Have a great evening. Remember, subscribe, like, etc. We did a little better for episode number 2. Love y'all. Have a great night.
Peace.